see in this world, and yet, every time I return here, they steal my breath away. Listen. Their song is also beautiful. It has kept this city of the Arden concealed since the monstrous reign of Akhenaten. The song of the Sentinels has kept him silenced, chained inside his tomb, inside the Black Pyramid. It was naive of me to think it would be enough, that it would last forever. The disciples of the Arden have returned, as you well know. Akhenaten stirs in his sarcophagus. The Arden himself is awakening. This is why I have returned. Perhaps for the last time. It's also why you have come, though you may not know it yet. No matter how far I travel, how long I'm away, I always return to my duty, to my children. We have sat vigil in this temple of nightmares for 3,000 years. It may soon be at an end one way or another. The vigil is over, and we fight. It's no longer enough to conceal this place. It must be destroyed. Each of their aspects, each of their spirits and the gods they represent will be needed, and you must help us unite them all. Only then can the Black Pharaoh be defeated. Only then can we prevent the return of the Arden itself. And only then may my children finally be free of this place, of this world. I have failed. I have failed them, and I have failed you. This terrible city was supposed to remain hidden for all time. But perhaps it was inevitable. Secrets cannot be kept forever. And at least the Sentinels, my children, no longer stand alone. This is where the Black Pharaoh descended, step by blood-stained step, where his subjects were brought as slaves and sacrificed to his cruel god, Arden. It is a city born in blood, and there is nothing to be learned from its horrors. Arden is no god, and the Artenist religion knows nothing of true sacrifice, made willingly, hearts filled with light and devotion. This thing called Arden only takes, demands, and devours men's innocence, their minds and souls, and nothing will still its hunger. We watched it once as it brought Egypt to her knees. And then we sacrificed ourselves and others to stop it. The world is bigger now. Given a chance, the Arden will spread his darkness beyond Egypt. Already the bloodshed increases, and the carrion eaters gather around his altars. And my brave children cry out, afraid their strength won't be enough this time. I will not allow myself to believe they can fail. Because, should they fail, then the next sacrifice of blood will be our future. And yours. This valley used to be a secret to the world, even to the secret world. Now it's Grand Central Station. The first to enter came a few months ago. They found the secret passage, my passage, and they knew how to get through. I can only blame myself. Then there were earthquakes, fires from the sky, and the disciples of the Arden came out of exile. Now the defenses are breached. Finally, there was you and your kind. I have learned to both fear and welcome the agents of Gaia. But the latest visitors are what worries me. The demons from the Hell dimensions have heard the whispers of the Black Pharaoh, and they are transcending the dimensions to come to his aid. We have enough trouble with the horrors brought back from the land of the dead. We don't need visitors from other worlds as well.
Mine is the sad song. I guess it always was. You are all my father said you would be, and yet nothing like I imagined. It's hard to base a perception on a word, and it's wrong to chain someone to one place for all eternity. I see you here now, and it fills me with relief and horror, joy and sadness. Relief that this, the longest wait, is almost over. Horror you can see all around you. The voice from the deep is drowning my song in its noise as the catacombs fill with the slaves of darkness. Joy that my personal nightmare is perhaps coming to an end.
You're not leaving me, are you, big sister?
I will never leave you, my love. Never.
Promise?
I swear on my own children, little brother. I swear on all the stars in the sky, on all the grains of sand in the desert.
Okay, then.
And sadness for my little brother. He never knew anything but this half-life, and now even that is being stolen away from him. We are all that he has. If it weren't for him, I would just let go. I would let the deep voices in and allow them to still my song. I would rest. I would sleep. But I would miss him too much.
Such obsession you monkeys dedicate to extending your tiny lives. As if the birth and death you were granted were not both precious miracles of Gaia. These pathetic hollow things were promised existence for eternity. Yet your frame is too weak to contain the vastness of time. Madness took root even before they were sealed away in blackness for generations. Behold the gift of eternity. Cursed thing, here is my gift. The Jinn, too, are seduced by a foolish bargain. They are told your Earth, our Gaia, will be returned to them, cleansed of you detestable monkeys. Paradise returned as it was, as it should be. Gaze upon the earth they will be given. A wasteland, scourged beyond recovery. No. Though I would spit if it would not turn to vapor, Gaia needs your life. The two cannot be separated, and I cannot be sworn to protect one without the other. So, we all have our causes to suffer. Let us work to ensure their suffering is keener. Monkey, I will tell you the way of things. The place where I first took form would melt this sun. It makes your weakness incomprehensible to me. Your survival even more so. In my exile, I have watched generations of you filthy brutes whelping, breeding, and dying. Over thousands of years of your sordid cycles, I grew only to hate you all the more. But Gaia must continue. You are a side effect, a happy accident for all monkeys. So when I ask you to aid me, you understand what is at stake. This is a city of slavery. Slaves to a corrupting power. Animals like you are such easy prey, and it has fed on you well, grown its strength. Now it debases even the mighty Jinn, turns them upon Gaia. I cannot allow it. I will not allow it. We are already exiles, but without nobility, we are nothing. The corrupted Jinn must be purged for the sake of your kind and of mine. Swear a contract with me, and together we will sweep through this vile nest as a firestorm. Listen. Can you hear it, monkey? Building all around you. In the cannibal hymn of insects. In the whine of the flesh-stripping sandstorm. In the cry of zephyrs over jagged rocks. It is the howling. Where I came from. Where I am forbidden to return. It strains against the divide, like the wind batters a mighty dune. You should know that two pretenders war for control of the once great demon tribes. One is an ape that thinks itself profound. In your world, it was called Wicca. I owe this Wicca a debt. So I offer it up to you. I see in time, in little time, a figurehead toppled and their army left to eat itself. The victor claims the howling, at least for a short eternity. But that will not sate them. They will cross the divide and claim what is left of Gaia. She is already imperiled enough with defenders such as your kind. As we speak, I see Wicca encircled by fire. The circle is tightening. Act or do not act. I leave you to exercise your vaunted free will.
I had hoped to reach a more diplomatic solution than martyrdom. But I forgive them. Aggression is all demons have known. They are abandoned children, feral children, grown spiteful with longing for what they cannot possess. They glimpse your world through the cracks. They are summoned and prostituted by gutter mages, amateurs, who know nothing of these iron shores. So you see, contrary to popular literature, it is humanity that corrupted demonkind. Irony as bitter as machine oil. I dedicated myself to raising these dire devices. I have been tireless. There is no day, nor night, nor the passing of seasons here. Time itself withered and died. I, and those with the courage to believe in my ideal, have worked factory eons to rebuild. This city, it is my monument. It is our age's beacon, and in its awesome light, no demon shall look upon itself and be wanting. You understand how this rebellion threatens everything. I have shown them we can manufacture paradise, yet still they lust for earth. I bid you adieu.
In the filthy shadow of the Black Pharaoh's pyramid, his army is made strong. Their general has received all the blessings of the Arten.
Hack him to pieces. He will only laugh and spit black tar in your face.
Their god is a false one, but this is the cradle of its power.
My god remains true, but it has been so long. I do not know if he still holds court.
Don't let your sorrow invite blasphemy, brother.
You know that we outlived our civilization. What if we outlived our gods too?
Then they live on through our Passaget, and through our memory they are justified.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but... you're right.
Humility looks peculiar on you, sister.
Wanderer, when we rode out to face the Artenists, we wore divine sigils draped upon us by the boy king Tut himself. If you were to fashion the Eye of Horus, offer it upon an altar, I will endeavor to lend you that power. Wield it to cleanse the general's followers with your righteous fire, then dispatch him.
So justice will be done.
So vengeance will be delivered.
So Egypt will be protected.
That's 2 more in the bag. Mark a coil of rope on the board, brother. And on your watch, too.
If you paid as much attention to your own watch, the scales of war would be weighted in our favor by now.
Oh, go stick your head in the sand, big bird.
You have a large mouth, little kitty, but your bite suffers. Your teeth have been blunted by idle chatter.
As entertaining as your squabbling is, I'd rather... There are more of them, emerging from that ill-omened canyon. They gathered there as mosquitoes would at a stagnant pool. When we laid siege to the temple city as flesh and blood, the Black Pharaoh's beasts withdrew there to regroup. They knew it would be foolish for us to chase them within.
But you were fearless. You saw a nest of coiled vipers and did not hesitate to strike off their heads.
That's ancient history now, Hemi. And I am more mindful. To purge that canyon again, I would counsel strategy, positioning, and caution.
To think it only took you millennia to reach this enlightened state.
Stone-headedness runs in the family.
Child of Gaia, know that there is, always has been, a balance in the universe.
Oh, gods, here we go.
The balance between Ma'at and Isfet. On one side justice, on the other, chaos. We 7, brothers and sisters, knowingly gave up our mortal lives.
Knowingly? One might also say, naively.
I must ask Father to move the 2 of you away from each other.
Gave up our mortal lives to maintain this principle for all of eternity. Just as Arten's disciples cast themselves into the arms of total chaos, bathed in his black filth. In their exhaustion, have my siblings faltered?
I swear, if I could actually move over there, I would...
Stare me into submission? Why don't you give it a shot? See how it works out for you?
Oh, gods. As the 2 of you waste time and energy on quarreling, the Oasis is poisoned by creatures not seen since the Red Nights.
The Red Nights ended, brother. The Oasis will dry out again. We trust all will face judgment in time.
What a pot of shit! Did you not hear what he said? There is no time!
Did the High Priest of our moon raise you a man?
Our father actually has a name. You know, being a stone statue really suits you. Waiting suits you well, Nefertari. So cool in the shade of your crown.
There will always be need for each of our aspects. In time, even you might appreciate this as an honor, not a prison.
An honor for whom? The Egypt we knew is long gone.
So? Our civilization was not the first nor the last in this land. It is a land as old as the universe and as prone to chaos. Ask yourself why Arten chose to manifest itself in this place. Akhenaten had many grand temples and solar lodges built for it in Amarna, yet the voices called him into the howling desert. Why is that?
Because the sand is thin.
And what lies beneath can easily spread its influence. Entice men here and leave their bones bleaching in primeval caves.
That's how the Artemis seized power so quickly. They took up the arms that had been left behind. Hold on! You knew this all along?
Well, you didn't ask.
What? Is this because I pushed her off the bark when we were children?
Oh no. Don't drag me into this.
Do you remember the time Bubba showed us the moving photographs?
The motion pictures. I remember. He worked so hard to bring the light machine all the way out here.
Father carried the machine over the sands and through the city.
He brought it to teach us an important lesson, that what may seem impossible is not. Like Lawrence crossing the uncrossable desert.
I thought it was about loyalty. Never leaving anyone to their fate. Like when Lawrence went back alone to save his friend.
It must have been very hard on Father, carrying it all that way.
It was about fighting your own demons, never letting them claw you down.
Or he just wanted to show us something he'd enjoyed from the world outside. The world we will never see.
Carrying it like the priests of the enemy are doing now. Just to show us their moving pictures.
Sister, Wait. What did you say, little brother? About the priests?
They are pulling things through the city. Boxes and food. Weapons. I don't feel sorry for them.
The enemy is on the move. They cannot be allowed to reinforce their positions.
That's why I was talking about the moving pictures. This is just like Lawrence of Arabia. Earthquakes and falling stars. And look in the sky, over the enemy's pyramid. And so many strange people.
Concentrate, Hoy.
Then tell me another story, sister. Tell me our story.
Very well. Many days and many nights ago, a foolish pharaoh cast the scales out of balance.
Like the scales of Anubis?
Yes, but not for a single soul. For all the souls of Egypt. He refused the will of the gods and was cruel to those who kept faith.
Did our father suffer?
The High Priest of Amun suffered most of all. His duty was to serve both the pharaoh and the gods. And he was torn.
Then there was the Great War. I remember being moved from place to place. Always moving.
To protect you. The High Priest's 7 children were his greatest treasure. When the war ended, he discovered Egypt's peace could live on through them. Forever.
But now the peace is over. Is that our fault?
No, my son. You have all done more than a father could ask. I have been so very proud of you in every lifetime I have lived. And in every lifetime yet to come.
Is it true that in Roma, there is an ancient city beneath the modern one? And that in New York, there are buildings that pierce the clouds? Oh, I wish I could see that with my own eyes. In another life, I too was a traveler. I went out as far as the sea, the one called the Mediterranean. I was small then, and it seemed so big, bigger even than the desert. Now our father brings photographs.
And postcards. Greece Athens 1974 is my favorite.
I still travel, through our father, though I never leave this place. These lonely avenues where the sun's rays burn and the wind stings.
The novelty expires after the first few thousand years.
Sister, you know I share in your sad song. The gardens I grew here were watered by our tears.
Is that true?
Everything is true, little one. The gardens were beautiful, like a postcard, until the seal was broken. Then the animals fled, and the palm trees bowed under their own foul fruit.
It's Akhenaten's doing. His sickness remains, festering. Our efforts have come to naught.
All the waters of the Nile could not wash away the black disease. All the waters of the sea. It comes from beneath. And within my gardens, those who worship Aten dig down to it. I fear what they might uncover.
Me too. Can you tell us about the towers of the New York? Are they really taller than the pyramids?
Do you want to play another game?
We have to wait for Baba. He promised he would play also.
And he promised to tell us of Los Angeles, where they make stars.
They must have powerful gods in Lost Angels.
I really don't think Father will have time to tell you stories or play games of Senate. There are more important things happening.
What's more important than spending time with us?
Or telling us of his travels. As long as we stay together, says Father, everything will be okay.
He tells us what we need to hear, so that we will fulfill this destiny that we had no say in. Nefertari, he plays games with you so that you will stay happy and protect the animals. And he tells your sister stories of foreign lands, so she can feel the joy of traveling without ever going anywhere.
What does he do for you, then?
He leaves me alone. Now the Hand of Aten are making sacrifices to the darkness and rousing the dead. And our powers are waning. Father's perfect family is coming apart at the seams, and he must try and mend it.
I'm his father.
He'll be here soon. I promise.
You're making promises to a child that you'll never be able to keep. Take it from me, you'll hate yourself for that someday.
My wish is to see you, O Lord of the Persia trees. May your throat take the north wind, that you may give satiety without eating and drunkenness without drinking. My wish is to look at you, that my heart rejoice. O Amun, protector of the poor man. You are the father of the one who has no mother, and the husband of the widow. Pleasant is the utterance of your name. It is like the taste of life. Come back to us, O Lord of Continuity. You were here before anything had come into being, and you will be here when they are gone. As you have caused me to see the darkness that is yours to give, make light for me so that I can see you. O Amun, O great Lord who can be found by seeking him, may you drive off fear.
Closer? Closer? Oh, try the other side then. What about the gates? Really? Are you sure?
Who are you talking to, little one?
Oh, just the animals.
What are they saying?
Somebody's stealing.
Stealing what?
Secrets.
What secrets? Wait, from the Hall of Lost Records?
Someone's broken through the gates.
What about the defenses inside? Have they broken through to the inner hall?
I'll ask. Go inside, little ones. A little further. Please. I know you are scared. The scarabs say it's all open, and full of thieves.
We have to reactivate the safeguards. Can we do it from here?
The animals are helping, but they are afraid. They can't do it on their own.
Then we need help. Before they remove anything else from the Hall of Lost Records.
Before the animals are driven out.
And before those forbidden secrets are revealed.
Sister, stop! That is not the enemy!
Oh, right. Well, first off, oops, sorry. Secondly, still in one piece, no harm done, we're all friends here.
How do you not learn to temper yourself? You cannot just smite everything that moves.
Sure I can. Did you not just see how I smoked that?
What your sister means is...
I know what she means. It's not like she hasn't lectured me for the better part of 3,000 years.
And the fact that I've had to lecture you for so long should probably have sounded warning bells at some point.
Well, sister, maybe we should be doing something besides pontificating on right and wrong from atop a high camel. If you haven't noticed, we're at war!
Our days on the battlefield are over. Leave that to the young warriors, to the Mario. That's what they're there for. Ours is a different task, one of equal import.
What happened to you, brother? I remember you and Prince Tat fighting side by side. You weren't afraid to get your hands bloody.
I did what was right for our family and for Egypt. That hasn't changed.
He grew up. There's a lesson in there for you.
Don't you ever get tired of listening to your sermons?
I get tired of trying to talk sense into you. Because you never listen.
Well, maybe there's a lesson in there. For you!
The two of you, stop it! You're both right, and you're both wrong. We're here to make sure what happened back then never happens again. We've managed to do so for a long time, but we face new challenges now.
That is exactly my point,
And we do not know how to deal with it. We do not know if our father anticipated this, but we cannot afford to be rash. I'm sure our role in this is not over, but until we know exactly what that is, I vote we remain calm.
I vote we smite down anything that moves.
Imagine our surprise.
I see corpses on the battlefield. Vultures in the sky. The war has begun.
Earlier than was prophesied. Could one of us have recalled her bellicose nature? Strayed from her appointed station?
One of us. I have a name.
You have many. All things rash and impatient.
3,000 years. You call that impatient? I've stayed put, an obedient handmaiden like Patience on a fucking monument.
Honorable sister, you more than any know the strengths of the laws that keep us here. Stronger even than Himitanetta's will.
In these times of lawlessness, chaos rises. The power of the word is challenged.
Don't get any ideas.
The word had its time. Talking is all you do. Why should we play by the rules when no one else does? Now actions must speak louder than ancient promises.
You cannot break the laws of the Pessajet.
We don't know what will happen.
Fine. You stay and be the better statues. I shall go forth in blood and fire, beloved of Sekhmet, mistress of dread, lady of slaughter!
She's really getting into this.
We can only hope the Artanists regret this day more than I.
Listen to me carefully. I repeat, if you are watching this, you are ordered to immediately follow emergency procedures. I am suspending all orders. I am suspending what remains of the Prometheus Initiative's directives in this location. I'm shutting it all down. Clearly, we have had a major communication failure. The Prometheus Initiative directives were explicit for a reason. If I've told you people once, I've told you 1,000 times. Leave these matters to your elders and betters. For my part, I am not angry, just disappointed. I understand we are working on re-establishing live transmission. Your first priority is to upload all the information you have gathered to Orochi Core for review. Leave out no detail, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Failure to follow these instructions will result in immediate termination of your contract. Also, possibly, your lives.
I am impressed, even as our sizable investment goes up in smoke. Hello again. Let me make a modest proposal. It only involves us both, doing what we're good at. I give you instructions. You help me close down this operation. Consider this. If these filth-infected beasts, these filth-infected unfortunates, leave this valley with third-age technology, both of our lives will become awkward. For me, at most, a temporary setback. For you, precisely. Make your way through the camp, be thorough, eliminate everything. Better scorched earth than sorry, I find. I'll keep you updated over that. That untraceable, encrypted line of yours. A bit of advice from one veteran of this war to another. Do not attempt to approach the pyramid until you have rectified the gigantic cock-up our operation there have made of things. I don't typically share HR issues with outsiders, but look around. I don't see a lot of other options, do you? They took something they weren't supposed to touch, despite direct orders to leave those status be. There is a delicate balance of energies inside the city. perfectly traceable on our latest generation Caldwell. In these circumstances, we usually leave things be and gracefully retreat, but that option no longer exists. Graceful exits or plain old denial won't make this one go away, I'm afraid. The attend rises, and I find myself ill-prepared for that particular event. You need to return what our people took, and fast. I found myself both deaf and blind during the events that ravaged our installation, but I am certain there is data in our systems still that can help you. They've been designed to survive the end of days. What's a little betrayal and massacre in comparison? You have what you need to get started, quickly now, before the Dark God awakes. I can promise you, he'll be ill-tempered and ravenous.
Baba!
Hello, Mao. Hello, my children.
Hello, Baba.
Father.
Hello, Baba.
Hello, Baba.
Hi, Baba.
Hello, Father.
Hello, Father. High Priest of Amun.
Baba, the board is ready.
Are we playing? You always beat me at Senate.
You promised. And maybe I'll let you win this time.
So, what brings you, Father?
I've just come to see you all, my beloved.
What did you bring us this time, Baba?
I brought you stories.
Great. More stories.
And a postcard from Reykjavik, a city so far north that it's almost always covered in snow.
Snow? I want to see the snow. Can you bring us there someday? Please, Baba.
Oh, yes, please. I'd like to see the snow as well.
Someday, children.
Father!
We all need hope, my sweet.
Even false hope.
There's nothing false about hope, my sweet.
For as long as we've been trapped here, you've brought us only stories and pictures. How much longer do you intend to keep this up?
For as long as it takes, I will never leave you.
Never is a very long time.
Baba, come. I'm ready to play.
I'll be right with you, Mao. To think that you can defeat a prophet, that you can fight a god. Look around you. Say your last prayers to your deceased deity, and prepare to face the eternal fire. The black sun will scorch the flesh from your bones and burn you to ashes. Go forth, my children, and devour this blasphemy in the name of Aten! For the sun! For the black sun! abandon forgiveness, and you spit into it. You pathetic little thing. You unworthy animal. You will infect our dreams no more, and the riches of the new world will never be yours.
Hello again. Right on time. Splendid. Something you should know. The reverberation of recent tremors emanating from Egypt have somehow slipped into our honeyed halls. Now, I realise that a few minor earthquakes might seem a touch insignificant to someone of your esoteric standing, but local geological disturbances affecting the hollow earth, well, it is most irregular. Well then, that's enough lollygagging on my part. The black water rises. If one thing's done, another needs doing. Oh, I wish I had a battalion of stout porters to help lift the load. But if wishes were horses, beggars would ride, eh? Right, back to it. We are Fusiliers against entropy. The train will come. Don't you worry about that. It'll come, eventually.
Sister! Sister! What was that noise?
I don't know, little brother. I don't know. It sounds like thunder and flashes like lightning, but is neither.
Make them stop! I'm scared!
Hush, little brother. Don't be. I'm right here.
Is it over?
For now. But the enemy is digging in the ruins and they are opening the ground with fire and noise. They must be stopped.
You make it sound so easy, big sister. But how can we stop what we don't understand?
We will think of something. Pieces of the city are being taken away from the valley, and the black oil is seeping out of the ground.
I don't like black oil. It gives me nightmares. Maybe it will give the bad people nightmares too.
What if he's right? We should just leave them be, let them destroy themselves.
Just let them go? Have you lost what little scent you had left, sister? Every part of the city they remove, every drop of black oil that seeps out hurts us. Hurts me. I can feel our grip on the Black Pharaoh slipping.
So what's your plan? You always have a plan.
I don't know.
Oh no! It's starting again!
Close your eyes, little brother. Close your eyes and I will sing to you.
It hath reached me, O children of the age, that the Maghrabi wizard grew furious with Aladdin. Give me the lamp, he bellowed. But the lamp sat heavy at the bottom of Aladdin's pocket, a pocket teeming with other treasures, and he could not reach it. And so the sorcerer waxed foolish with fury, and he waxed wroth with wrath exceeding. With a gesture, he heaped the earth over the boy by a granary. Out of sight and out of light, beneath the earth, amid that ancient hoard, Aladdin cast away all hope for life. The ne'er-do-well, the boy who wanted no other occupation than a scapegrace life, wept. He shed a tear for his mother, and all the pain he brought her. He shed a tear for his departed father, and he shed a tear for himself. Aladdin rubbed his hands together for excess of sorrow. He had forgotten he wore the signet ring that the Maghrabi wizard had given him before sending him down into the chthonic halls. This ring shall free thee from all hurt and fear which may threaten thee, the sorcerer had said. And as the boy prayed and chafed his hands, his fingers chanced to rub the ring, when, lo and behold, the ring's familiar rose upright before him and cried, "I attend. Thy slave is come. Ask whatso thou wantest, for that I am the thrall of him whose hand is the ring, the signet of my lord and master." Aladdin saw, standing before him, a Marid, like unto the Ifrit of King Solomon's jinns. He trembled at the terrible sight, but the slave of the ring said, "I'm sorry, my children, one moment. It's not actually one of the original stories from the Book of 1001 Nights. It was added in by a Frenchman in 1710, I think. But the children enjoy it. And it contains fragments of secrets, like the signet ring bearing the seal of Solomon, a ring captured by a demon, hurled into the sea, swallowed by a fish, caught by a fisherman, and served to the king. A ring that gave the power to enslave jinn, exorcise demons, and speak with animals. But that was one of the many tricks of wily Solomon. You see, he had not one, but many magical rings. These rings are now scattered and lost, and coveted. But I digress. The Atenus camp turned up no information regarding the tremors? The jinn are sensitive to such things. They may know more. Perhaps if you brought an offering to Amir, it would appease him to lend you his knowledge? I am lost in purgatory, and the only thing I have to light my way are these fickle candles. Now I know, child of the dirt. But there stands something I loathe a hair's breadth more, and I am reduced to an existence of inches and degrees. Such sweet music they make. You felt the ground tremble. You wish to know what could fill the earth with such rage. Fallen, broken. The jinn were cast out of paradise into the howl. We languished through the fathomless gulfs of time until only we and the 9 houses of the Oni recalled when we were glorious. The lesser demon kind fell to cannibalism. The jinn walled ourselves up in a forbidden city of heated brass. There, I served as the Caliph of Embers, lord of a nobility you could not even understand to bow to. So I invite you, child of the dirt, to consider the sightless depths of my resentment when Akhenaten summoned and bound me with elder rites. To serve a talking monkey. Worse, to serve one aligned with the filth and a dreaming sun-eater. Pinioned by my honor and the old rules, I performed task after vile task. It is written. As for the perverse, they will be firewood in hell. Now, my more degenerate siblings are corrupted, made to serve the Artanists through debased rituals of summoning and binding. Study and understand these rituals, and your monkey mind will gain the slightest inkling of an understanding of our Titan hate. When I was cast from Gaia's sight, I cried out to the dark. I asked, "How long?" And the silence answered, "Forever." Wondrous. This tablet is a window into the mythologies of the beings we mythologize, set by their own hands. It mentions a being called the Unbound, the first jinn created by the host. In my many lifetimes, I have known the Eight. I have heard their words. I know of this being. It was made from all 4 elements. It devoured its own name so that none could subjugate it. It was too powerful, too primal, too dangerous. The host learned their lesson. All future jinn were created from 1 element, each to its kind. Some jinn hailed the Unbound as a hero, admiring its freedom. Others feared it. Neither god nor demon, nor even the Sun-Eaters could contain the Unbound. And yet, a solitary man, clever King Solomon, tricked it and trapped it. The jinn and the lamp? Only the lamp is a contrivance of storytellers. The device was a piece of technology from the Third Age. A containment unit, holding a pocket dimension. No, the Unbound is not loose, or else this world would be suffering an even more dire cataclysm. But the diggings and explosions may have disturbed the device. The Unbound is a being of such power that it might influence our world from its pocket prison. This tablet seems to indicate a place beneath the Black Pyramid and alludes to a secret entrance long forgotten. Make haste. The Unbound will be seeking out some poor soul, greedy for wishes, to trick into setting it free. That must not happen.
Local bounty detected. Initiating.
This one is the prayer in the program. In the name of the immaculate machine, this one contains 8 nauseous name below. This one is unworthy of the privilege of the glorious burden. This one maintains the enfeebling aura. The prisoner's strength is reduced to 1,000.
By the bited bit. By the bitter bites, Solomon. Is that you? Smiling Magus, have you come to gloat? Age skipper, lie-tongue. You stole greatness from the cosmos as the raven stole the sun from the sky. You are not Solomon. Neither Jinn, cherub, nor shaitan. A mud doll. You have a mere sulphur breath upon you. Poor wretch. He is ashes where once he was fire.
Remember the brief about making messes, not pinning it on us, all that stuff? Guess it was opposites day out there. Don't say anything. I'd have to act like it wasn't incriminating. Oh, I understand. Things get out of hand when you're all up in an insane, undying tyrant's grill. Happened to us before with Ozymandias. But we are so off Orochi's Christmas card list. Our agenda for absolute global influence can accommodate some wiggle room, but this is a blip. A significant blip. In time, when these events have been redacted, we'll look back and make office jokes. Right now, the high-ups want you terminated. Renelle, it's rude to point.
Lady, way to blow the element of surprise. Do you know how hard it is to kill these guys?
Oh yes, intimately. I take responsibility for calling it off. I just freed up your day. Go catch a movie, or polish your anti-tank rifle. Whatever you do to chill out.
You have no authority over me. You know that, don't you? The magician's only answer to the committee.
Honey, would you say this looks like my care face?
Oh, okay. Guess it might be true what they say about you having balls under that skirt. No hard feelings.
I think we could both use some me time.
Don't go off the grid.
I heard you the first time, Aaron. Oh, I see. Miss Mollard, my apologies. Look, I am not a child, all right? You don't have to She put me on fucking hold. And I have a meeting at the club with a 30-year-old single malt and a 22-year-old bombshell. But then Aaron fucking Mollard, that tight-ass bitch, decides she's gonna be that big infected pimple on the diseased cock that has been my day. Orders me around like I'm some fucking pool boy. With all due respect, Miss Mollard, what is it you think I do? I can't get access to those files. No, okay, I am going to explain something to you that I quite honestly thought a woman of your intelligence would have a solid grasp of already. For every me on the Senate, the Orochi have 10. We can't direct the Orochi to do anything they don't want to do, and any bill to the contrary would get voted off the agenda in a second. They own our collective asses. They play with a different set of rules than the rest of us. I wish I knew how they did it. I could learn a trick or two. No, I don't. Short of sending someone into their offices and physically lifting the files off the Orochi mainframe, I don't see how that's possible. No. We certainly wouldn't like that. All right. Look, I'll see what I can do. What strings I can pull down in Washington. Well, fuck me. I am fucked, bitch. Okay, silver lining? I think I just found a way to get both our asses out of the doghouse. Maybe for good this time.